Cooler Master just sent me this lightweight gaming mouse, which looks like it came straight out of the mouse review subreddit. This thing's got holes all over the place. It's got like a paracord type cable. It's got the skates on the back. It's only 53 grams, which I'm pretty sure is the lightest production mouse out right now. If not, it's definitely the lightest thing that I've ever used by far. So today we're gonna try this thing out in some Apex, and hopefully by like take 72, I'll have some non-embarrassing gameplay to show you guys. Now, one thing you guys will notice about this mouse, aside from the honeycomb shell, is actually the overall shape. It's got an ambidextrous shape on it. You've got 2 buttons on the left side, and the mouse is fairly flat in terms of the hump on the back. I was using a G403 for about 2 weeks prior to using this. The one thing I noticed immediately was just how flat this is in comparison. Which is not a problem for me because I actually use the G Pro Wired as my gaming mouse pretty much since it's been released, and so this is definitely right up my alley in terms of mouse shape. It's definitely designed more for the fingertip or claw grip type of users. I think if you are a palm grip, this mouse is going to be a little bit too small for you. The buttons feel nice and firm. I don't really notice too much of a variance in between the left and the right click. And you know, really no issues there as far as the actual clicks go. I do notice that when I rest my hands on the mouse buttons, there is a little bit of play, but it doesn't really seem to affect the gaming performance at all. It's not like a game-breaking thing at all, but just something that I thought I would mention for some of you guys that are more picky about that kind of stuff. And the scroll wheel does feel like one of those, you know, kind of cheaper wheels that you see on some of the more budget-end mice. It's just got the plastic, you know, with the little rubber surrounding it, but it does have well-defined steps on it. So it's not really my favorite. I'm coming again from the G Pro, so that's pretty much, I would say, my favorite scroll wheel, but I'm assuming that's a lot heavier than what you get with this mouse. So they probably couldn't afford to put something like that on the MM710. There is a little bit of rattle with the mouse wheel if you shake it really hard, but it's not something that I noticed just during my normal gaming. So that's maybe an area they could tighten up on just a little bit in terms of the QC, but again, for me, not really a game-breaking issue. Now, the side buttons themselves are in a good position for me. I don't have any issues reaching them at all. They are a little bit short height-wise. You know, if you're coming from, again, like a G403 or something like that, that's got huge side buttons, this may take a little bit to get used to. Now, on the bottom of the mouse, you do get PTFE feet, which is a nice addition you don't see with a lot of mice out there. Be careful, mine had plastic still on the feet when I got it, so if yours glides kind of weird, make sure that's not on there. But now that I've actually removed the plastic, the mouse actually glides with no issues at all, man. I can slide this thing across my mouse pad, no issues. Doesn't feel like it scratches or gets stuck or anything like that. It's smooth as can be, baby. And then this does come with the 3389 optical sensor in it, which is just a hair back from the middle of the mouse in terms of the sensor position. Honestly, I don't notice much of a difference between this and the 3360 or 3366, even though can't do 2 things at once. Oh, what the hell is going on? No, what the? All right, that's a great start, baby, great start. I'm freaking dead. Helmet. But yeah, I really don't notice that much of a difference between the 3389 and like a 3360 or 3366, even though I guess technically this is supposed to be superior. So yeah, I would say movement is really easy with the mouse because of how lightweight it is. I think I'm at 600 DPI right now, and it's just effortless as far as, you know, kind of moving your mouse around. I think people that are kind of on the low sensitivity end of gamers out there will definitely appreciate something that is nice and lightweight like this. I don't know if 53 grams is necessarily like, you necessarily need something this lightweight in order to make a difference, but I don't have sound on, so if I get snuck up on or I die, it's not my fault, man. somebody was going there. Woo! There we go, baby. Oh, what the? I did not mean to do that at all. There's another guy. Is he gonna chase me? But yeah, no problems with the sensor at all. I will say one thing. Cooler Master did hit me up and ask me if I had any issues with, you know, the buttons as far as the feel or like the scroll wheel rattling around or anything like weird like that. So I did mention that I did have a little bit of rattle if you shake the mouse hard, and there is a little bit of play on the buttons themselves. Nothing that I would consider game breaking, but that does, you know, kind of give me a little bit of concern as far as QC goes. From my understanding, it was only an issue with review samples that were sent out, a first batch of review samples. So that may not be an issue for production runs, hopefully, but you know, it's just kind of something that I think has to be mentioned. They did offer to send me another one, which I asked them to go ahead and do, just to see if maybe there were, you know, I want the best version of the mouse that they have to offer. So if they believe possibly this one had some QC issues or something like that, then, you know, go ahead and send me another one. I haven't gotten it yet though, so I would definitely update you guys when I do. I'm not sure if they forgot about me or what, but if that comes through here or when it comes through, I'll be sure to update you guys and let you know if it's any different than this mouse. Okay, we'll take that. Oh. Oh. You got him, you got him. Oh shit, there's another one. Where's he at? Oh, I thought you were shooting at somebody else. Sorry, I got no sound on, so yeah. Woo! There we go, bitch. Yeah! Oh! Where we at, baby? I don't wanna bring the heat to him. I think we're done. We're done. Oh, who are you? Get him, baby. Oh! Hit him with that charge rifle. Ah, GG's. Look at that, baby. 3 kills. Hey, your boy putting in work. There we go. Well, not really, but hey, we did all right, man. We did all right. So here, let me bring up the software here. Hopefully my big head's not in the way, but this is the mouse sensitivity settings that I was talking about right here. So you can see there are 7 different DPI levels that you can set. They really need to come up with an option to disable the ones that you don't need, because for example, I'll use like 600 for gaming and then 1300 for just browsing windows. I don't need these other ones, and having to click through them with my little, you know, mouse thingy is kind of annoying. So hopefully there's something there to come in the future to disable that. But aside from that, you've got, of course, your polling rate, liftoff distance. You can change here, angle snapping, you know, OS sensitivity, stuff like that. There is surface tuning, so you can fine tune your, I'm assuming it's just fine tuning the liftoff distance to your mouse pad. So you can go ahead and set that there. You have the option to change your buttons. So if you want to make the scroll up on the mouse wheel to some other type of function, you can go ahead and do that if you please. There's also macro support here, and you can set multiple profiles in case, I don't know, you got different button combinations that you want to that you want to save here. So overall, pretty solid software. It's, I would say, fairly intuitive. Didn't have any issues figuring out what was what. And oh, I forgot to mention the cable. The cable has what they call an ultra weave cable. It's super lightweight, man. It definitely is, coming from a Logitech mouse, you guys know those thick braided cables. Almost felt like I had no cable at all when I first got it. I was like, wow, this is, yeah, this is pretty nice. So definitely, I like the touch here, man. I like that these companies are starting to grab things from the community and bring them into their production mice. So it's really nice, man. This is basically like right out of the mouse review subreddit or like OCN or something like that. And this thing's only 50 bucks. So if you guys have seen like the prices for like the Glorious Model Low and stuff like that, it's actually a lot more expensive than something like this. And you get the latest top of the line sensor in it as well. So I think Cooler Master's done really well here. I am a little bit concerned about the longevity of the mouse though, because you can basically see like the PCB from here just looking at it. Supposedly it has some type of coating so that you know, it'll protect you from spills and stuff like that, but I don't know how many Mountain Dew spills this thing is going to survive, so I would definitely be a little cautious there. Overall, I would say pretty solid mouse, especially for the price. I think that I'm going to continue using this. As I mentioned before, I was using the G Pro wired pretty much since it came out. And I think this mouse meets my standards as far as something that I'm looking for to replace that. And also, I just kind of want to try something new at this point. So I think I'll go ahead and keep using this as my main mouse. Definitely like what it has to offer in terms of options and for the price. Hopefully, there are no QC issues with the production release of this mouse. So just keep an eye on that in terms of like forums and feedback from people that have bought a retail version. And with that aside, man, hey, I definitely think it's one that you should take a look at if you're looking into lightweight mice. So you guys let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. If you have one, if you plan to pick one up, and if you have any additional questions, I'll try to answer those down below. But yeah, man, I'm out of here. Until next time, guys, make sure you subscribe, like this video if you like this type of content, and I will catch you in the next video. See ya!